Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss the relationship of software design and software architecture with software quality. Okay, before starting discussion on quality attributes, we will revise the definition of quality. So what is quality? Uh, According to some definition, it is conformist to specifications or like meeting the customer's needs. But we see that these definitions, these are like more generic, and such general definitions of quality are not sufficient in practice. Therefore, software quality is described effectively by associating some specific quality attributes in the given context. So here we have some quality attributes. For example, reliability, usability, efficiency, maintainability, portability, and there is in fact a long list of quality attributes. So what is reliability? Reliability means that we are interested in seeing that like how reliable is the system, like how often does it fail. Usability, is the software easy to use? This is like concerned with understandability, learnability, etc. Then efficiency, how efficient is the software? This relates to, in fact, the time behavior or resource behavior of the software system. Then maintainability, like how easy is it to modify the software? So this is the perspective of the maintenance personnel. Then portability, like how easy is it to transfer the software to an other environment? In fact, there are several other quality attributes that have been prescribed by different models of software quality that we also call as quality definition models, and they reflect quality requirements of different systems under different contexts. Moreover, it is important to mention that different attributes are considered while performing quality assurance activities during different phases of development life cycle. So it means that the attributes that we might be interested in looking at in the requirements phase, they might not be our focus of interest in the next stage. Okay, here we will see the relationship between software design and quality. Software design, in fact, has a prevalent impact on the product quality. For example, design decisions can positively or negatively impact various software quality attributes. In fact, a lack of quality in the design process can invalidate good requirement specifications and also can make correct implementations impossible. Therefore, critically evaluating the design activities is important to ensure the quality, not only in the design but also in the subsequent or upcoming stages of the development. Hence, software quality could be measured effectively by viewing a design problem from three different views. The first one is, in fact, quality attribute view, whereas the second view is principal view, and the third one is a constraint view. So, according to quality view, here, like we see that like where the design problem impacts certain quality attributes of the software design, whereas in principal view, we see that like where the problem violates one or more design principles. And in the third view, that is in constraint view, we are interested in looking at like the where the problem violates one or more constraints imposed by the context. Therefore, these three views should be considered when evaluating the designs from the quality perspective. Now, what is relationship between the software architecture and quality? Software architecture is intertwined with quality as architecture represents the design decisions that are made regarding a system. In fact, these decisions impact the software systems throughout its life. For example, during the development as well as after the system is deployed and it is in operation. So, software architectural decisions, in fact, they require uh, a long-term focus instead of limited uh, or short-term focus. For example, as we said that the software architecture is a set of principal design decisions. So these decisions they directly or indirectly impact the software system's quality. For example, a decision to deploy high quality software on poor quality or underspecified hardware will be of no use and will negatively impact the software quality. At the same time, high quality hardware cannot always compensate for a poorly designed and implemented software. Therefore, considering the complexity, scale, diversity, and like heterogeneity of today's software systems, it is important to design and develop the approaches, tools, and techniques to highlight the relationship and trade-offs between design decisions that influence both the software and system quality. In the next slide, we will see an analogy between the software architecture and building architectures to develop understanding between the relationship of architecture and the software quality. Okay, as I mentioned that here we will see an analogy of the architecture of buildings with the architecture of software to understand the relationship between the two and to develop an overall understanding of about the relationship of architecture with the quality. The concept of architecture is in fact prevalent in many disciplines, but perhaps is best known in civil and structural engineering and the building architecture. The similarity between the architecture of buildings and architecture of systems is very obvious indeed. And for both types of architectures, there are some commonalities. For example, both type of architectures have certain requirements. Similarly, they both have some design specifications and of course are constructed after the completion of preliminary analysis or planning stages and then are used. Buildings are used for living purposes, whereas software systems they are used for their intended purposes. Moreover, for both types of architectures, fulfillment of customer needs and specialization of labor to carry out the tasks are indeed important to claim these architectures as the quality architectures. For example, for software development, it is expected that the individuals involved with the development, they have a specialization and they have the desired required expertise for development of the software systems. Same is for the building architectures. That is, the labor is expected to have sufficient experience. Also, in both types of architectures, there are some intermediate points where we stop and review the progress to make sure that the things are moving forward in the perceived way or in the right direction or not. Therefore, this analogy between the software architecture and the architecture of the buildings is strong indeed to understand the relationship of the architecture with the quality. The materials in this video are based on these two sources. The first one is the book titled Relating System Quality and Software Architecture, whereas the second book is Software Architecture, Foundations, Theory and Practice. For more details, you can consult these sources. In the next video of this lecture, and that is in part 3, I will be discussing quality assurance approaches for software design and software architecture. Please watch that video. Thank you.